My eyes are really itchy.
It's the sick edition of RPGrinders. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric. RPG. We haven't started the show
It
yet.
went from being cold to warm, and now it's going back to being cold.
Yeah.
So now I'm fucked up again.
We haven't started the show yet. We're about
I'm just starting
13.
to get used to the weather.
We're about 13 minutes away from showtime. Breakman's going to be a little late today, but he's on his way home. He will be there. This is the final show of 2023, Eric. At least I think it is, isn't it? Let me check the calendar. Yep. Last show of the year. We're going to pick our favorite movies of the year, our worst movies of the year, our favorite games of the year, and our worst games of the year. Not necessarily came out this year, just stuff that we played. I got a couple of good ones. Yeah. What's up, Skodoma? Happy Friday to you. Hey, Skodoma, I want to thank you, bud, for your support of the show, man. 5 months subscribing. That's it's really cool. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know if there's any monetary stuff that goes on with that, but it's a really good way of showing support. I see that, Skodoma. I just want to let you know. And Freak5, wherever he is, he's always very supportive of the show too, along with the lurkers and the people listening worldwide, everywhere from Japan to Mexico. I think we even had one Greenland listener, Eric. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, Skodoma, season's definitely hitting me good, man. I'm hoping to be better by tomorrow, though. I hate being sick, man, but shit happens. My dad was sick, and of course, hanging around my dad, while he was sick, I got sick too. I tried to, I don't know. Germs are germs, They get to you. We're going to have a great show, though. It might not be the longest show. And then we're going to have a preview of segment that we're going to test out in the new year, Skodoma. 2024 is going to be a little bit different for RPGrinders. I know I discussed this a little bit last week, but we're going to have all new segments. We've got plans for some really, really cool stuff. I don't know what's going to really take off and what isn't, but we're going to try a few new segments and hopefully, they slap, as they say, as the kids say. We're going to start on time. Breakman's going to be a little late, but we should get through the news before Break gets here. We don't have a lot of news. I'm just hoping that he gets in before we do our end of the year stuff. It's going to be a fun show, even though it might be truncated. Not feeling too good, obviously, by the way I sound. It's going to my mouth stuffy and oof. I couldn't eat anything this morning, so I was like, fuck that. And decided to eat a little something, but it's not settling too well. But at least it's staying down. That's the most important thing. But we should have a fun show. We've got new PlayStation Plus games for the next month, and they're actually really good. We'll discuss that. Our few news stories. I've been playing a couple of new games, so that's always good. I have a review for Invincible Season 1 and Season 2 so far. They haven't released the last 4 episodes. That'll be early 2024. Excuse me. You can pretty much guess what my stinko is. Couple of cool Sweetos And then to top it off, yeah, I've been sweating a lot. Scotoma, last night I sweat like a pig. That's why I think I should be done with it probably by tomorrow, at least over the hump tonight. Tonight's going to be rough, but I think tomorrow is going to be okay. But I agree with you. Sweating just because you get rid of the toxins. It's not necessarily a great thing to sweat, but as long as you're drinking lots of water, like you said, or Gatorade, something of that nature, then you're in good shape. Get rid of those, germs.
So what you're saying is get a sauna.
Oh, shit. Fuck that, dude. I would pass out in a sauna. Nobody should go into a sauna if they're sick. Unless you're drinking a shit ton of water.
What about a jacuzzi?
Maybe a jacuzzi. Because a hot bath always feels good to me. Makes me feel better. Like, after the show today, I'm gonna ease into a fairly hot bath. And kind of sweat a little bit, like what Scotoma was saying. But I have been drinking. So I got Gatorade Zero with the electrolytes and all that shit. No sugar, because the sugar will give you the sugar will give you like a sugar rush, but the crash is too much, especially when you're sick. And I don't eat sugar anyways. Yeah, I'm definitely getting in a hot bath after this, Scotoma. But like I said, Scotoma, thank you for your support, man. I mean, it's really cool to have. I mean, you're like. I mean, we had a few chatters at the beginning of the year. Slagar was one. I always wonder what happened to Gripper and Dungeon. I don't know what happened to Dungeon. I see him on Twitter every once in a while.
Schedule's different than ours now.
Yeah. I mean, shit happens, I mean, maybe he'll be back in the new year. You never know what the new year's going to bring, But we're going to have a fun show. We're going to talk about our movies of the year, our games of the year, and also the worst. Shit. I can't even think of my worst movies, but I got everything else. I've seen so much shitty movies this year. Actually, I got one that might be a little controversial. As my worst movie, but we'll talk about it, and it should be pretty fun. You're a fanboy. Hey, it's all good in the hood, Scotoma. I'm gonna tinker around, and maybe you can help me with this in the new year, Scotoma. I'm gonna tinker around with some emojis, like maybe an RPGrinders emoji and shit like that. I don't know how to work all that. It's funny. We've been doing this show for how many years now, Eric? Like going on 17, right? Like it's got to be close to 17.
I don't think it's been that long.
I'm pretty sure it is, Eric.
I think it's more like 15.
No, it's more than that. It's at least 16, and I think it's going on 17, Eric, because yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure it's 17, Eric, because
But I haven't been around nearly that long, and the show was only going on for 2 years before I joined up.
Well, yeah, you've been on for 15 years, Eric. And Break's been on for at least, what, 12, 13?
15 this year.
Yeah, see, so it's been 17 years for the show. And Break's been on for, at least 12, right? 12, 13, I believe. I don't know. You have to ask him. But there's not very many shows that have been going on that long. Weekly, podcasts. So it's quite an accomplishment. Also, Eric, we're coming up on 777. Lucky 777, which is kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe I'll have casino sound bites to play. Yeah, neither am I, Scotoma. That's why, I haven't technically advanced the show, but I do what I do. I hodgepodge things, and, it's the same with the MLH channel. Scotoma, I'm not, the reasons why I don't edit. But there's other reasons too. It's just I'm not good at it. But the main reason is I don't want to edit on that other channel. This show could definitely definitely be benefited by some editing, but editing's just way too time consuming. I too much shit to do. I tried to do that like the first year or two, like, add sound effects, and I was like, this is taking way too much of my time. That's why the bigger shows have editors, like actual editors that get paid to do the shit that they do. But there'll be some improvements for Grinders this next year for sure. I mean, the new segments are fantastic. We just have to. I know Eric's got a name for his, and I think I'm gonna give you guys a preview of my segment tonight. So if we get time after our games and movie of the year, I'll give you guys kind of a preview of my segment that we're gonna try out. Should be pretty fun. I can't imagine some of the responses to my segment. And Eric's segment's really good. I like Eric's segment, and I like Break's segment too. Break's segment's gonna take a little bit of development, which is why Eric and I should do our segments first. Yeah, I think that's the way it's gonna go. And I got an idea for sound bites for yours, Eric, and I'll get that done. And thoughts on that ranch near you? Which ranch? You mean the Mallory's, Skodoma? I mean, I don't know. The email that you sent. Yes. I have a hard time with it, Skodoma, and this is going to be part of Eric's segment going forward, and we're going to be asking basically an AMA of each of us, so you guys can get to know us a little bit better. Skinwalker is actually in Utah, I believe, Skodoma, but in Elbert County they got a lot of the same shit. Elbert County is like way far south of here. But that is a good when the weather warms up a little bit, Skodoma, then I'll be able to go further out in Colorado. When the weather is like this, like even though Denver proper doesn't get a lot of snow, there's snow pretty much everywhere else, or at least there's vast potential for big snow drifts and shit like that, especially in the mountains. I don't know if, yeah, it's a little ways away, but I'm willing to go, Skodoma. It's not like because I love day trips like that, Skodoma, and Bernie and I can make it there and back, no problem. So, yeah, it said just south, but it's actually a little further, Skodoma. Elbert County's a little bit further. But check this out, Skodoma. I will find out the area that they're talking about, and maybe I can get some interviews with some ranchers and stuff. But one thing that you will know about me, or you probably know, is I'm more of a logical thinker. I don't necessarily buy into supernatural events and stuff like that, but I do like to hear those stories and stuff. So what's up, Freak 5? We're just about ready to start. I'm just kind of delaying a little bit. Freak 5, I want to, since this is the last show of the year, I want to, thank you for consistently being here every week. You've been here for a long time, and I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you. We're looking forward to a really good year next year, Freak 5. We've got new segments that should be pretty fun. That we talked a little bit about last week. I'll have a preview of that tonight, I think, and it should be a lot of fun. I have been on a watching binge about Skinwalkers. Yeah, I love it, Skodoma. Like, I can go on to YouTube and I can go down those rabbit holes per se, and I love that. I love hearing different things, even though I'm not necessarily a believer in a lot of things. I even like Bigfoot stories, even though I I think that whole Bigfoot thing is definitely blown out of proportion. But it's good stuff to talk about, and I will get to your request, Skodoma. I promise you. Like I said, the weather's got to turn a little bit better, and I can do more trips outside of the Denver metro area and stuff of that nature. So, hey, Eric, you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get started here. And welcome, everybody, to episode 773. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohort, Eric the Great. Brakeman the Bold will be here momentarily. He's furiously driving home. Probably not furiously, but you know what I mean. He's driving home. Welcome, everybody. Last show of the year. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We've got not a lot of news, which is great because we can get into a lot of other stuff. Freak5 says, my grandparents have a dog that has eyes that look like human eyes. I joke about that dog being a skinwalker. Yeah, I know. All right, Eric. How are you, sir?
Fine.
Feeling all right for the last show of the year, dude?
Yeah. I mean, better than you, at least.
Well, I got a huge cold, and I'll be honest, I won't be sad if this show is a little bit shorter than the norm, but, I'm still here.
At least the news is short.
Yeah, I know. Well, speaking of the news, Eric. RPG News. All right, Eric, you are up.
Okay, from RPG site, we've got an announcement for the next As Libra game, As Libra Gaiden: The Cave of Phantom Mist. Releases for PC via Steam in Q1 2024, so relatively soon. I only have the Switch version, so I probably should just pick up the PC version and play that instead.
What kind of game is this, Eric?
It's an action RPG.
Okay.
You should listen to my review of the Switch version.
It's on the feed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure will. And you guys should check out Eric's reviews on the feed as well.
It's more of an impressions than a review because I only played the demo.
Ah, I gotcha.
The demo comes with the main game, but you can play the demo if you want.
Yeah.
Which basically works as a tutorial for how the game works.
Oh, on Switch? They have a demo?
Yeah, but if you buy the full game without playing the demo, you could just choose to play the demo if you want. Because it's got original content in it.
Gotcha. Okay, well that's cool. All right, anything else on that, Eric?
You'll be playing as the baker's daughter. I guess the baker is a character in the game that I haven't run into because I haven't played the game proper yet.
As Libra is the game, Freak5. ASTLIBRA, and it releases Q1.
And you play as the daughter, and she's looking for missing members of the town's guild, and she's helping her ill sister, so she's trying to find some medicine, I guess.
There's not very many games with strong female leads, man, and that's cool. I like that. It's different. I'm okay with that. All right.
So I'm guessing it's taking place concurrently to the story of the main game.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next story about Dragon Quest Tact English version shuts down on February 29th. So I didn't even know this game existed, Eric. And I'm a huge Dragon Quest.
It's DLC. You can't play it without the original game anyway.
Oh, I gotcha.
I thought it was a new game entirely, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's shutting down on February 29th because Square Enix are a bunch of greedy fuckers. But that's pretty much what it is.
At least it lasted longer than I expected it would.
If she was of age, Skodama, that would be an awesome game. He said, do you get to grope yourself as the daughter?
in Japan, the game came out in 2020 in July of 16. And it came out 27th of January of 2022 in the West.
Yeah.
So it was around for at least 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's more than most, right? I mean, you got to give it a little bit of credit for hanging on there.
Maybe if Square actually fucking advertised their games, people would play them more.
Shit, I didn't even know this was out, Eric.
It's a mobile game.
Yeah, I might have played it. I mean, I play a couple mobile games, And Bernie's more apt to play mobile games than anybody. Well,
So
other than Break, but
if they want to take the Capcom route, they can make an offline version of the game.
yeah, that would be cool. All right, Eric, what do we got next?
It's a strategy RPG though, so I don't know if you enjoy it.
You know what? We'll talk about that in a minute, Eric. We'll talk about it. Next story.
It sounds like my plan's working.
I think your plan is working. I think you're slicker than you give yourself credit for. We'll talk about that later, Eric. We need more games where the avatar masturbates.
Also,
I agree.
I need to buy that game on the PSN because it's also on sale there, but
what?
It's not as discounted.
Oh, you're talking about the game that I have, Eric?
Uh-huh.
All right. Next story.
Danmachi Memoria Freeze is also shutting down, which is also a mobile title. And this is one of those gacha games.
Yeah, based on an anime, right?
Yeah. The whole title in English is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Familia Myth is the whole name. Memoria Freeze is the whole name of the game.
Yeah. I remember talking about another mainline game, right? How to pick up girls in a dungeon. Yeah.
At least the game's been around for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Almost 6 years.
Mario.
1 month shy of 6 years.
Yeah. Hey Eric, what do you think about more games where the avatar masturbates? Mario kills Bowser and then jerks off on Bowser's corpse.
That's like the naughty version of a teabag.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that in particular, Freak 5. I'd much prefer like a more non-cartoony game to do that with, but I like the idea. The premise is okay. All right, let's move on to the next story, which is Front Mission. First, Remake to receive a free Mercenaries content update in 2024, adding new single-player scenarios, a new local hot seat multiplayer mode, and new characters. So,
I think it's interesting. They're just adding content to a game that didn't have it before.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's based on any pre-established lore in the game.
Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, any added content,
And again, maybe there's some stuff that the original game didn't cover, and this is their opportunity to flesh it out.
Maybe.
But it doesn't really say here.
No, it doesn't, but it says new single-player scenarios. Exciting array of fresh single-player scenarios is coming with the update, each carefully crafted to provide a diverse range of challenges and engaging narratives. Sounds like they put a lot of work into this, Eric, which is nice,
I want to pick up Front Mission 2 Remake, but I don't think the physical version of 2 is widely available yet, because you can buy it, but you have to buy it through a specific retailer.
Yeah. Scotama says Zelda watches the princess play with herself after the rescue as he peeps. You mean Link? Yeah. Link watches the princess play with herself after the rescue as he peeps on her. Yeah, that's a slightly more exciting to me, Scotama. Mortal Kombat has a finish yourself move. What? Really? I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Is that like a quit move or something? I quit.
Maybe. You suck so bad. That'd be me every fucking match, man. I mean, don't get Wyland in here. He would kill me at Mortal Kombat. All right, Eric, next story.
Story is... That's it. That's all the stories.
Oh, okay.
We got homie discount now.
We do have homie discounts. What do we got, Eric?
From PlayStation Plus monthly games for the Essential tier. These are the free games.
Yeah, this is actually really good.
You can get a Plague Tale Requiem, Evil West, Nobody Saves the World, and there's some DLC content for Warframe.
Yeah, which is a free-to-play game that, you have to pay a lot of money to do anything good in that game. I tried Warframe at some point, and because I got like a free code for that game like before it came out, Eric, and it's good, but it's you could tell like the money is where you're gonna do anything in that game. But that's good. Is Evil West, what are you saying, any good? I haven't tried it yet, Scotoma, but it looks really good.
There's this game that was released on the Xbox 360 called Dark Watch. No,
Yeah.
wait, the original Xbox. I think maybe it was a PS2 game. It was definitely a PS2 game, but I don't know about Xbox. But it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got some elements of that. It's kind of like it's kind of like an action RPG, right, Eric? But
No,
like more,
it's just a shooter.
is it well like a third person shooter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what it kind of reminds me of, at least tonally, Eric, is what is that game? Is it called Son of the Damned?
The Shadows of the Dam?
Shadows of the Damned. That's the one. Just tonally, like in its.
Oh yeah, that's getting a remaster next year.
I saw that, and I'm excited for that. That was, that was a fun game, Eric. I remember playing that game back in the day. That was really fun.
Volleyball Chainsaw's also getting a remaster.
I saw that too. I never played that, but um, add that to the game. Your opponent is stunned. The game says finish him or her, and instead of killing them, you enter a command and your character masturbates.
Why
What is this obsession with masturbating on other characters, Freak 5? You know.
He has to live up to the freak name somehow.
I know.
He's getting his freak on before the end of the year.
I mean, well, it's the end of the year. Why not, Eric? All bets are off. Last show, right? Before the start of the new year. I guess it's okay, Freak 5. I mean, it would be kind of funny to see a game like that. You knock him on the ground, just come all over him, type thing. All right. Teabagging should at least be an option. Let's talk about this real quick, Eric. This is a very strong month for PlayStation Plus after what seems like months of very weak offerings. Don't you think?
They probably had a hard time negotiating with people, and so they just scraped the bottom of the barrel.
But I don't understand, because there's lots of older games, Eric, that people would be excited to play, for free. Like even those, like for instance, a game like Deus Ex or something that's been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, offer that as like your third, like offering, and then offer one really good game, and then one maybe.
A Plague Tale Requiem showing up on PS Plus is making me want to go back and finish it on Game Pass before they take it off.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent addition. I didn't get a chance to play Requiem. I did play Innocence, and I thought Innocence was an excellent original IP. So good stuff there. Teabagging should at least be an option, Skodoma says. I'm just thinking of different ways to add masturbation to games. We should do that. Every game mentioned from this point forward, Freak 5, we'll figure it out.
Freak make a beat 'em up game called Bust a Nut or something.
Bust a nut. Where the object of the game is to go through and bust a nut on everybody. I don't think you have enough. And then like your jizz meter, like you grab like porn mags and like your jizz meter goes up or some shit, Eric. That would be pretty fun. That'd be a fun little adult type game. All right, what else you got, Eric?
The Best of Platinum bundle on Fanatical. This is a build your own bundle type of deal. It's called the Best of Platinum Collection, but you can get for $2. You can get 2 games for $7, 3 games for $10, and 5 games for $15. And here are your choices: Fallout 4, Cultist Simulator Anthology Edition, The Elder Scrolls Online, which includes the Morrowind chapter. No other expansions though. Dishonored, Death of the Outsiders, The Evil Within 2, Played Up, Tinykin, Organs Please, Teslagrad 2, Witchwood, Solstice, To the Moon, Bird Story, and Finding Paradise. They're part of a triple pack, so that's actually 3 games.
Yeah.
Dead Estate, Repellafella, Cattisons, which looks like a building symbol. You play as cats.
Yeah.
Super Alloy Ranger, which I'm not sure what kind of game it is, but might be interesting. Nitro Kid, Metro Redo bundle, so that's actually 2 games.
Yeah.
Road Warden, Such Art. Why did they call the game Such Art? That's like based off that meme. So much wow. I forget with the Kingdom Two Crowns. Bad North, Jotun Edition, Back Firewall, The Dungeon of Nublik, Terracotta, and Tesla Grad Remastered, Sea Horizon, Dead Poly, and Trailmakers.
So you could get potentially 5, 6, 7, 9 games for...
Yeah, if you bought the bundle.
Yeah, for $15. That's not bad at all for all you PCers that have Steam out there. You guys should jump on that. It's a really good price. Evil Within 2 is a great game. Some of these games are like $48 and you can get them for like $1 or $2. It's not bad. Scudama says Viagra as power-ups. Freak5 says a move to stop a grapple has you jerking off your opponent. I like it, Freak5. A Mugen Mortal Kombat would be pretty good. This is a great sale, Eric. I know PlayStation's got its end of the year sale. I saw, the aforementioned Deus Ex game for $4.49. They got lots of good stuff on sale on the PlayStation. I haven't checked Xbox lately, but lots of good sales.
There's a couple other deals on there, but they're kind of pricey compared to this one.
Yeah. Well, I saw Baldur's Gate was on sale, so was Diablo 4. I mean, there's if you want to save a little bit of money on newer games, I mean, that's the way to go if you have money to burn, maybe all that Christmas money that you got. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all, Eric. Nice catch there on Fanatical. Do you want to put the link in chat in case Freak or Scodema wants to take a look at that, Eric? And then I will get started with the next segment here.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Eric.
Just more Dragon Quest Monsters 3. I'm about 60 hours in. I'm almost done with the middle portion of the game.
Damn, that's a long game then.
Well, most of the time spent building up your monster team. It takes a lot to get some of the best monsters in the game.
Yeah. Alright, what else?
Played a tiny bit of Shinsekai Into the Depths, which is a game that was originally on the Apple Arcade Store. That subscription service for iPhones and such.
Yeah.
But they ported it to Switch. I'm kind of wondering why they didn't do a PC port or any other console port. Because the performance on the Switch is acceptable, but it could be better, probably.
Always better than the Switch, man.
But it's the kind of game that probably wouldn't benefit too greatly, but I'd still like to play the game at 60 frames.
Yeah.
30. But you play, it's kind of like an underwater Metroidvania, and you have to constantly worry about how much water pressure you use, because when you're in the water and you need to jump somewhere, you sometimes have to boost, so it's kind of like a double jump of sorts.
Yeah.
But that consumes your oxygen, and your oxygen is also your health, because if you take damage, you run the risk, if you take too many hits, you run the risk of it breaking, and you can get backups. It's always a constant threat.
Yeah, that's the concept.
And your ammunition's kind of limited, so you're better off just using melee.
Gotcha. All right, what else have you played, Eric?
I was gonna play a little bit of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga on the 3DS, but the show began, so I didn't get to it.
Darn it, the show's getting in the way of your gaming.
I wish Nintendo would port or remaster all those games for the Switch. Find a way to do it without having two screens for some of those titles.
Yeah, that would be cool. All right. I played a couple of games, and hopefully Breakman will get in here, and we'll go back to all of his stuff, everything that he's been playing when he gets on in. But I played a couple of interesting games. Anodyne was a game that I played that I've had forever that I got for like I think a couple bucks.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
really cheap now.
yeah, I mean I don't know how much it is now, but it's interesting, Eric. It's an action RPG, but there's I have a couple of problems with it. I know it's an indie game, but it is kind of barren. You know how like the old school RPGs, like on the Nintendo and Super Nintendo, would be these huge worlds, right? But they would be robust, and there would be lots of people to talk to, and lots of secrets and stuff like that. There's not a lot of that in Anodyne. Like
Well, it's not a very long game either, so it
yeah,
doesn't need to be robust.
yeah, but it's a little barren, Eric. I have to say, like normally I like to just talk to townspeople and, just, kind of hang around for a while, level up, do whatever, But this game is not indicative of that. It's sort of like a Zelda game. Plays sort of like a Zelda game where you have to explore and gain cards in order to gain access to different areas, and there's different teleportation devices and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a nifty game. I'm not dogging on the game at all. I mean, I think it only had like two or three developers on it. But to me, it just lacks a certain, I don't know, certain.
You should play the sequel. It's even weirder.
Is it? Yeah. It just lacks a little bit of robustness, Eric. That's all.
I
I
think
mean,
the sequel fixes that a bit, but it's
yeah,
also extremely esoteric.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't mind esoteric games, but in this case, like, there's lots of leaps of logic and imagination that you have to use for Anodyne. But it's fine. I like it. It plays okay. It's a little slower. It's like an 8-bit game. So if you can think old school 8-bit RPGs, action RPGs, or adventure games like Zelda, that's pretty much what you got here. It's not bad. It's not terrible. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'm not like having a bad time with it. So, but let's talk about the next game. Now, this game is interesting. Midnight Suns, and you're slick, Eric. I'll talk about Midnight Suns in depth when I get more time into it. But this is actually not a bad game. And I'm not a big fan of card games, Eric, but this is more of a simplified concept with it. You've got certain moves that you can do. It's slightly tactical because you have to, you get like one move, and you can move one of your characters a certain way so that they can, like, I'm at the very beginning of the game. Like, one of the first missions, you have to steal back a node or something, and they keep bringing Hydra soldiers after you. But if you get them all in line, you can pretty much take care of a good chunk of them with Captain Marvel. But you have to hope to get the right card. So it's interesting, and I like it. I can't say that about too many card games. I was shocked, Eric. I was like, Eric, you got me a card game, a turn-based card game. And I was like really skeptical, but I'm actually enjoying it, man. The narrative's okay, graphics are obviously pretty good. The gameplay's actually pretty robust. It's not bad. I like Midnight Sun. Didn't expect it to be turn-based though. Yeah, no, I didn't either. Scotama, I thought it was just an action game. But I'll take it. I like the turn-based.
I actually wanted to get Break for a copy too, but I need to know his address, and his thing hasn't come here yet. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. He got us, I think, shirts.
I don't know if it'll be on sale by the time I get it. So.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought there was no show tonight. Slagar said, "No, this last show we couldn't pass it up, Slagar. We got to do our games of the year, our movies of the year, and our shit games of the year, and our shit movies of the year."
If it's still on sale, I'll pick it up and just mail it later.
Yeah, why not? So yeah, I'm enjoying Midnight Suns, man. I mean, a lot of good characters. You got Blade, you got Iron Man's in there. Nico Minoru, who's a really cool newer character. I never read the Runaways comic, but I heard that was pretty good. Leaving the tavern, heading home. Right on, Slager. See you in a minute. I'll wait till Slagar gets back. I've been thanking all the people that have been coming into chat for the last year. So, Midnight Suns, I'm not having too much of an issue right now with it, Eric. I'm sure the difficulty ratcheted up a little, and I'm not sure how to like really upgrade things right now. But I'm sure as the game opens up, I'll definitely get that. Action games are too fast for old man Frank. That's why Eric got him a turn based. How dare you, Freak 5? I played Zelda just fine, son of a bitch. You're exiled. God damn it.
Have you tried fighting silver-haired colored Lionel?
In Breath of the Wild or Tears?
Yeah.
In Breath, yeah. I beat all the Lionels.
I think there's a gold one, too.
Yeah, I beat that one, too. The show is canceled. No, it's not canceled. I'm glad Breakman is here. Hey, Breakman, let me know when you're ready in Skype, and I'll get you up on the panel here. And then we'll go over some stuff that you missed here. But I'm really liking it, Eric. Midnight Suns is a pretty damn good game. Very unexpected. And like I said, when I first got into the first battle, I was like, Eric, why did you send me a fucking card game? And I'm like, well, I mean, it's not too bad because I could handle the light tactical stuff and, the light. It's not super micromanaging. That's the good thing about it. But yeah, let's see if we can get Break up here. Hold on. He probably doesn't even have Skype up. Let's see. Bernie's in studio. What's up, Bernie?
Hi.
You had a good year this year, Bernie?
Happy New Year's.
Did you have a good year this year?
Because I'm with you.
Yeah, of course.
Always makes the best year for me.
Yeah.
I love you.
Even though I'm sicker than the dog right now?
We're both there. You're just slightly sicker than me.
Oh my god. This cold sucks.
It does.
Oh, hold on, sweetheart. You gotta... Okay. So yeah, I been having fun with those. So, all right, let's get to Break up here, and we'll ask what he's been playing. Add participants, Mr. Breakman, right there, and let's add you, sir. All right, there we go. Take a second for him to get on. Hope everybody had a great year.
You're
Though
way sicker than me. You're so hot.
I am, but I'm gonna take a hot bath after this. I'll tell you that much. Breakman, how are you?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
All right. The show can end now. We're done.
We're done. Okay, good. Then I can go take a hot bath and try to get rid of this cold, dude. I think you gave me your sickness break. And the funny thing is we didn't even do any tongue action.
Yeah, flu, not a cold.
So what? It's all the same. Viruses and
Somehow
bacteria.
got downgraded.
Yeah, all that shit.
It devolved.
The internet corrupted it.
Skodoma says, like, when you said the show is canceled, he said, then it's like all the other shows. No, we couldn't do that to you guys. We have to have our end of year show. Hey, Breakman, what have you, we already went through the news. So, what have you been playing?
Mostly dungeons. What little bit I had time to play. Mostly this week, holidays, and then, Christmas. So I'm busy with that stuff. Really.
Yeah.
And there's also the stupid having to work all the time for a company that doesn't want to hire more people.
Right.
That thing,
Yeah, the mandatory overtime type deal, Break.
Kinda.
Kinda.
I'm not about it.
I hate that shit, man. It doesn't really last all that long because they hate paying overtime, Break, but yet they don't like hiring other people. So it's kind of a catch-22 for them.
Mm-hmm.
So just enjoy the money. I mean, I don't know if it's enjoy your money more than the sanity or what, but you know what I'm saying. But let's see. Freak 5 says Bernie needs to get better so she doesn't have to cancel her OnlyFans New Year's Eve special. We are going to have a special on New Year's, aren't we?
On my YouTube channel.
On your YouTube channel, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got to put...
What? I didn't know there was special anything. Oh.
He probably didn't even know I had a YouTube channel.
I know. It's Bernie Branches on YouTube. Bernie, put your link. Go into the Twitch. Well, get your link off of YouTube and then put it in there.
I will.
I'm sure Skodoma has it. I know Skodoma has it. She's gonna be on Sharon's OnlyFans. How dare you? Randy's OnlyFans. How dare you, Breakman? You're exiled too, you son of a bitch. You just come in and you just do that.
Wait.
Jesus. All right. So what have you been playing? I'm sorry, Break.
Not just dungeons mostly. I love being the bad guy, having my own dungeon, inviting heroes in to kill them mercilessly.
You've always had that edge about you in video games, Break, and it's funny because in real life it's the opposite. I'm kind of like that. I don't give a shit if a piece of shit dies that's an asshole, and you're always the more sympathetic and empathetic one. And then in video games it's the opposite. I just can't do it, man. I don't know what it is. But all right.
Yeah, there's a huge disconnect between me for reality and fantasy.
I know it's
fake. These are mine. I'll do whatever I want.
Just share, sweetheart.
For me, it's more like I know this isn't real, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't play the way I would normally play.
I know. Where the hell's the share button? Damn it.
I can stop being nice for 5 seconds.
Hold on, Bernie. I'll help you here.
Especially since most evil paths in a lot of open world games and such in the last 20 years haven't been exactly written well.
Skoma says been addicted to Diablo 4. I heard it's pretty good.
I played a little bit. I can't do this and have other people around. I need to pay attention to this shit.
Freak 5 would have fun on my channel.
Freak 5 would have fun on your channel, especially Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern.
Tuesdays?
Yeah, on Tuesdays at 7 Eastern. We do naughty karaoke break. I think you guys would like it too. Is it? No, it's 9 Eastern on your channel, right? Yeah, 9 Eastern. So a little late, Topless Tuesdays confirmed. Winning the pooing. It's the entire...
There's a new episode of South Park, and it may be the funniest episode in a long time, just because Randy's naked for most of the episode.
I don't have Paramount Plus anymore, man. I can't watch it. Ugh.
It's sad. It is just every time he's on screen, they show him naked, and you just can't help but fucking laugh. It's just ball shake. It's fucking funny as fuck.
Well, it's like the game when they tried to shock you when they were fucking, I thought that was pretty funny, man.
No, that was your parents fucking, too.
Yeah. Your parents were fucking, and then, you get on the bed, and, the balls come at you. It was pretty funny, man. That was a great game, man. I wasn't so much into the Fractured Butthole, but I really liked Stick of Truth, man. I thought it was a great game.
The Fractured Butthole story was alright, but they had really good DLC. There was a summer camp murder mystery thing they did.
Huh.
That was really good.
Cool. All right. Let's move on to reviews, guys.
RPGrinders reviews.
Freak 5 says, and Sharon made a joke about Randy having a small dick. I don't know. It looked pretty big. Wasn't it Randy that was fucking in Stick of Truth?
No. Your characters. It was your character's parents.
Oh, just your character's parents, just randos. Yeah. All right, Break. Do you have any reviews this week?
Fuck, what did I watch this week? I don't think I've watched anything new. I've watched a bunch of stuff that I've already seen before. I know I saw something new, but I can't remember what it was. I guess I can review a show I've been watching and I'd watched earlier in the year, and but I just didn't review it for whatever reason. Just didn't get to it. I can do that. There was a show called What We Do in Shadows.
Oh yeah, I heard it was really good, really funny. I haven't seen any of it, but it's on my list of shit to watch.
So it's basically a bunch, or I shouldn't say bunch, like four lazy vampires living together, and it's the hell that their familiar has to go through, like trying to, just do like their living things and stuff like that. But basically, they're just lazy. I mean, they're supposed to be in the first episode. They're visited by a guy who's like, "You're supposed to be conquering this place," and they're like, "Eh, yeah, we could." Um, and it's let me see, three vampires. One of them's really, really old, ancient warrior. There's a couple, a married couple, and then the other vampire's different. He doesn't suck blood or drink blood. He is a I forget what they call him, but he basically bores the fuck out of everybody to drain them of their life, and they use him in the most hilarious ways. It is really good. They did lose their way around the fourth season. Like the first three seasons are fucking spectacular.
Yeah.
The fourth season was like, whoa, what are you doing here? But it starts out really good, and then I think the fifth season was the last season, and that was better.
Yeah. They're going for one more season, I hear tell.
But there's a long running joke that is one of my absolute favorites. I love how actors will play themselves, like a version of themselves in different shows or movies and stuff like that. Basically, any actor who's played a vampire at certain points in a movie plays that they are a real vampire playing the vampires in movies.
I like it.
So for instance, there's an episode where Tilda Swinton's in it. Paul Rubens is in it.
Oh yeah, he was a vampire. Yeah.
And they're like, Wesley Snipes, he's a daywalker. Get him away from me. Danny Trejo was in that episode too.
Yeah, he's
people who played vampires in movies, and they do that as a long running joke. There's who was it? And another episode they used where like they thought he was a vampire, but he wasn't a vampire or something like that.
Nicolas Cage.
Energy vampire. That's what Free said. Yeah, he was an energy vampire. The one.
Oh yeah, Nicolas Cage played a fake vampire. That would be awesome if they could get him on the show. And then they kill him.
A real one too. He played Dracula in Renfield.
Oh, that's right, he did.
There are a lot of references to other stuff. Like they do reference like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt at one point. Like they're just too rich and powerful, whatever to be.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I hate that. I wish they would do shows like that. It wouldn't take a lot of their time, you know.
But it is a really funny show. Sometimes the plot gets really stupid, like it's the fourth season especially.
Yeah.
But still, it is funny. It's definitely worth watching. And there's a lot of blood and gore.
So overall, what would you give it, Break?
I'm going to say 7.5.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds worthwhile. Oh, man, I'm going to see.
Yeah, hold on, right.
Jesus. Sneezing sucks. All right. Any other reviews, Break? No? I think we lost Break for a second. Eric, any reviews other than what's on the feed?
Okay.
Nothing changed from last week either.
Okay. I didn't do a review of Invincible Season 1, but I got a chance to watch all of that with Bernie, and Season 2 so far. It's fantastic. I think it's better than The Boys. I think structurally, the writing is actually better than and I'm a big fan of The Boys too. I think that show is really, really great. This surpasses it in almost every facet. It's not as schlocky. It's a little more straightforward and serious, although there are kind of comedic points in the series, but it basically revolves around an alien Superman type character that's not exactly the greatest guy in the world. And it's all under a facade of something. I don't want to I don't.
That was the first season, but I think the second season shifts the focus to his son.
Yeah, but even I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll wait till season 2 is done, and then I'll spoil the fuck out of it. But
yeah, they're doing like a part 2 of season 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know why they split it up. It's weird.
Well, they do that all the time, man, and it's just a way
I
of.
will say I do like that they don't constrict themselves as far as time. Like those 2, I think there's like 2 or 3 episodes, but they're pretty long episodes.
There's 4 episodes, and they're long. They're like 50 minutes. Yeah, there's 4 episodes in season 2, and they're doing another 4. So.
Yeah, that's why it takes so long to do them.
No, because they released all of season 1 at once. Eric.
The problem was there was this whole thing called a writer's strike.
Yeah.
Also that.
But it's really good. Shit, it's almost as perfect as superhero series get. I mean, like I said, I really like The Boys, and I think this is better.
To me, like the first episode, like people are telling me like how good it was before I saw the first episode, and I'm like, as the episode was going on, I'm like, okay, this is. I mean, the animation's good, and I mean, and the writer's good, but this isn't anything I'd seen before. And then that huge twist at the end changed everything.
Oh, dude! I mean, that's what hooks you.
Twist at the end of the first episode, completely changed everything.
Yeah, that's what hooks you. And it gets more interesting as it goes. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of character development here, which is not the case in a lot of... I mean, they didn't have a lot of episodes to work with, and they got in a lot of character development and, just a lot of know-how, man. The writers of this show are really good. I don't know if Robert Kirkman had his hand... I know he did the comic book, which I hear tell is excellent. I didn't get a chance to read the comic, but it is super good. Freak 5, you can watch it on Amazon if you have Amazon Plus. It's better than The Boys in my opinion, dude. And I really like The Boys. It's gory. It'll make you almost cry at points. It'll make you enraged at points. It's a roller coaster of emotions, man. It's really, really good stuff. It's called Invincible. Matter of fact,
it doesn't have a beat for me, so I'm not.
Also, there's Adam Eve that you can watch afterwards.
Yeah.
While you're waiting for part 2 of season 2.
Yeah, I would did you watch the whole thing, Break?
I don't know now. I didn't know there were 4 episodes, so maybe I watched them and didn't realize it, or I need to go check.
Yeah. It's really good, man. I mean, the second season sets up really, really well. And
it's good. He didn't know there was a second season. There's the Adam and Eve episode.
I haven't seen that. That's one thing I haven't seen, but I am gonna check that out.
It's her origin story.
Yeah, and I like Adam Eve. She's really good too. Important question. Let me see if you can guess what my question is.
Very dark.
Did you poop today, Freak 5? That's what I think you're gonna ask. And yes, I pooped today. So yeah, there you go. Let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
Breakman, your stinkos of the week.
I went to that really quick. I was about to ask you, since you pooped today, did you also receive anything in the mail?
What do you mean, Break?
You didn't get anything in for me yet? Not
yet. That's why I
haven't checked my mailbox at all either.
I didn't check it today, Break, but I have not received anything from you yet. But I'm sure next week I'll have a sweeto that includes whatever you sent.
Well, a Stinko, because that should have been there this week. Both of them should have been.
Yeah, not there yet, dude.
I know one of them said ship, but I just didn't have time to check.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's there. I just don't know. That is Bernie Stinko, Frank's poop. How dare you? What's up, Slagar? Meant about Invincible. I don't know what you're talking about, Freak. Oh, important question about Invincible? Okay, ask away, dude. Alright, your Stinkos, Breakman.
This is probably a name that most everybody won't recognize, but Tom Smothers died.
I recognize it, Break. Of course I recognize
somebody does. Like, he's older Smothers brothers.
Smothers brothers, yes.
Brothers.
He was 86, I believe, Break. Yeah, that's a shame. He was really funny and...
Yes, I love the Smothers brothers. I haven't seen them in ages, but, yeah.
If you want comedy with a very slight edge, nothing like too over the top, then Brothers was the way to go for sure. So
Yeah.
Scoma says it's not as smutty as The Boys, but still graphic. Yeah, there's not. I don't think there's any boobs in it, but there are sexual innuendos, Freak 5, and very adult-oriented stuff.
Whereas, like, the Smothers Brothers were very family-friendly.
Yes, Smothers
Especially
Brothers.
for back in, like, the 70s and 80s and stuff. They were family-friendly then.
Yeah, Slagar says Rip Tom. Yeah, they were good dudes, from all accounts. Nobody had a bad thing to say about the Smothers Brothers. All right, what else you got, Break?
Let me see. I even though, like, I shouldn't say even though. I'm gonna double stinko this one for making me come out and protect people that I don't like. In this case, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You people who fucking SWAT are the stupidest motherfuckers.
I agree.
Stop swatting people, you fucking jackasses.
Yeah, that's
I don't care.
Would you say that's
get people killed at?
Yeah. Would you say that's
exactly.
Would you say
People
that
have died because of fucking swatting,
Yeah.
and you idiots are gonna get somebody killed again.
Yeah, no doubt. That was bullshit. When I heard that story, that I was just as enraged as you are, Break.
And I hate the people that are like I saw like the names of the people getting swatted, and like, oh wow, these are shitty people. I gotta go protect shitty people because the shitty people don't deserve this because you're risking too many. You're risking lives when you do stupid shit.
Yeah,
like this.
you're right, Break Man. You know how I feel about people.
You're wasting resources. Like you're sending tons of police to an area. Sometimes they're sending in ambulance and fire trucks too.
Yeah.
And what about real emergencies?
You know, you're right, Break. And I know I never even knew the term swatting until I had my other channel, Break. And there's a lot of people in that community, the 1A community, right? They call it the 1A community, the cop watchers of the world, the auditors, whatever. And there's been a lot of auditors that have been swatted. And you know, I agree with you. You can cause somebody to lose their life that way. And Skodoma, I think, is right. Attempted murder, no doubt, Skodoma. And don't get me wrong, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a fucking worthless fleck. But you know, I'd rather.
But even horrible people don't deserve.
I'd rather her suffer in different ways than to be killed in a swatting incident. You know, we don't know yet who swatted them. Freak 5.
I would have felt bad if it went the wrong way, says Slagar. I would have personally.
Yeah, I know, Slagar. I'm with you, dude. But
it's another statistic like added to the long list of people who died that should have unnecessarily died in this country.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather Marjorie Taylor Greene suffer just by living. You know what I mean? Because she's miserable.
Yeah,
you know?
Don't get me wrong. If there's like a school kid and her, and I had to choose between the two,
it'd be her,
question,
not doubt.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Please, Mr. Officer, please don't kill that poor, innocent, sweet child.
Yeah.
I don't know her. You can
do what you want with her. Yeah. All right. What else you got, Break?
Okay. Let me see here. Joe Biden, again, selling weapons on the DL to Israel.
Yeah.
The genocidal madman who, let me see, in the last week they bombed a refugee camp, killing hundreds.
Hospitals.
They killed hostages who were waving white flags.
Yep.
It was confirmed they had fucking white flags. Like, it's even worse than Mike Brown's head who has hands up, you know? They had fucking white flags.
Yeah. Yeah, the international symbol for I give up, I surrender.
Yes.
You know.
And then they also opened fire on aid convoys.
Yep.
So there's just some aid convoys. So this country that Joe Biden's helping is trying ethnic cleansing.
I don't know if country is the right term, Break. I think Netanyahu is what.
I don't want to blame the whole country, but this is like it is the troops that are doing a lot of stuff. And,
yeah.
And the yes men and such like that. But yeah, you're right. Netanyahu is probably not the country.
He's my piece of shit garbage person of the year, by the way. So, you know.
Oh yeah, like if I had to choose between him and Marjorie, like which one are you gonna protect? Oh,
Marjorie.
Please, sir, just don't shoot this poor innocent little sweet child over here. I don't know them too.
I know, Break. I know, man. It's I know how you feel, dude. I mean, and anybody that like says, you know, Free Palestine is considered like an anti-Semite, and I'm like, nothing could be further from the fucking truth, man. I mean, you know, Palestine should have its own state. Israel should just stay in its own business, and that's it, you know. Those people that tried to surrender ended up to be their own soldiers, and it all went down deep in enemy territory. It doesn't matter, Scotoma. White flag is an international symbol, dude. Nobody, I don't think there's been one time in recorded history where somebody used a white flag as a false flag. You know what I mean? Like there's never been a time like that. If somebody puts up a white flag, it's over. They have no weapons, you know? I mean, it just hasn't happened. So, you know, just tragic, man.
There's always some sick sadistic person who's gonna ruin it and do it, you know. But
yeah,
the vast majority of people wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I know. All right, what else you got, Break?
Well, it was one that it was kind of a funny line that I saw online. I at least I thought was funny, but it happened before on one of today's Squeedos, so I shouldn't say funny line. It's kind of this ironic line, I guess. Republicans in red states try to protect students from transgenders much better than from gun massacres in schools.
Well, it's
and
the whole.
I was thinking about like here in Ohio, like we got the Senate Bill 86, and then at the same time we have also people trying to lower more, even lessen what little restrictions we have on guns in Ohio.
Yeah.
And pretty soon they're going to be arming kids.
Well, they want to arm teachers, and if I'm a teacher, I would refuse. It would refuse. And that's not because I don't know how to use a gun. I'm a very good shot with a gun. But I'm more of a pacifist. I don't believe in violence. You know, I explained this to somebody yesterday it was either yesterday or day before on my other channel. I'm more of the that guy that you saw in Ho Chi Minh Square that stood in front of the tank. That's me. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, I was thinking of the old other image with the naked little girl running down the road. I thought that was you.
How dare you, Breakman? You're exiled, you son of a bitch.
Well, that was like Hiroshima, wasn't it? My fault.
Yeah, not that. I think it's believe they call it Ho Chi Minh Square or Beijing Square or whatever. The guy that stood in front of the tank and wouldn't let the tank go by.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
One of the greatest.
Other historical Asian pictures.
Yeah.
Because I'm an asshole like that. And racist.
Right. That guy is one of the greatest heroes of all time, in my opinion, because of the statement that he made that day. All right. Yeah, it probably happens. I'm sick, Breakman. Probably misunderstood everybody today. All right, anything else, Break?
Yeah, like you sounding more congested than me. Like I've been trying to get rid of this like congestion for a week now.
Yeah. Don't tell me I got a week with this shit, Break.
Good luck.
All right. Anything else, Break?
No.
Eric.
This should be a Sweeto, but it really isn't, because we know how DeWine does things. Because even though he vetoed the ban on gender affirming care for trans youth, he did announce potential administrative restrictions on adult trans care.
Okay, here's where I have the problem.
He did say he's going to look into executive orders and such like that.
Here's where I have the problem. All right, when you should get praise, Eric. And I know DeWine is an all-time fucking piece of shit. You know,
he's on my Sweetos for maybe the first time ever, and I know like he's on your Stinkos, but I definitely want to give him a Sweeto for some of this at least. I want to talk more about this
because you got to think, Eric. This was brought to their legislative body in Ohio, and it passed, and he vetoed it unexpectedly, in my view. So you got to give him a little bit of credit. You know, I understand that it might be for nefarious purposes, but to me, I mean, it totally unexpected. I can see Frank protesting with his groceries. How dare you, Scotoma? Tiananmen Square, that's right.
All I'm saying is people that are glad about this shouldn't let their guard down.
I agree. Now that we can agree on, Eric, for sure. For sure. Tiananmen Square. Slagar, thank you for the correction. I appreciate that. I couldn't quite remember. But it's one of the most famous videos in history with that courageous young man who stood in front of that tank. But all right, Eric, anything else?
No, that's it.
You guys can tell what mine is. This fucking cold. I blame Breakman. He gave it to me over the internet. We weren't even kissing or anything.
I know, I tried.
I know. All right, let's move on to our sweetos.
Dude, what does my tattoo say? Sweet!
Sweeto of the week.
All right, Breakman, your sweeto of the week.
Like I said, I have a list. I'll just go ahead with the two that I didn't mention already. New Year's, New Year, Happy New Year. And to the states of Maine and Colorado who have the balls to do what most everybody hasn't. And that's kick somebody off the election who doesn't deserve to be on it. He tried to fucking overturn our election.
You know what I like most about what Colorado did, Break? Mm-hmm. Not the fact that it went that way, because it was a 4-3 vote, which is yuck, right? I mean, it's so close. It should have been unanimous. But what I like is it's going to force the Supreme Court to make a decision. And then we'll know if we still have a country after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I know people are angry about it from what I've seen. Some of them saying like, what were they saying? How can you take him off the ballots when American and take away the American people's right to choose? The American people voted for him in the last election. I'm sorry, voted against him in the last election. We already voted.
Yeah.
We made our choice.
Yeah.
We didn't want him.
Yeah. Here's my other thing, Breakman. I think it's the right thing. Because if you like really read into it, right, and you don't just go by what mainstream says and you do your homework and stuff, there was a lot of shit. There was a lot of recordings of like the nefariousness, right? Like bringing fake electors to the forefront, which was pretty awful in itself. Like there should only, and this is the problem with the Electoral College, and I hope they take a long, good, hard look at that, because those electors are what's really make sure that the president gets into office, not the will of the people, not the majority, right? You could have a minority of people and the electors still vote for who they're going to vote for, and that person gets in, and I think that's bullshit. So we could avoid this whole thing by having a popular vote, right? And ranked choice voting. That's another thing. So if people think they really got a choice, no, they don't. Look at what the Democrats are doing. They're not even having a primary against Joe Biden, which is ridiculous. You know, you don't have choice. You have Joe Biden, and you have
It's a stupid decision too, because they aren't. They're not thinking forward to. They're not thinking about their base for one thing. A lot of the young generation sees what's going on in Israel, and they agree with us. Like this is, that's a genocide that Netanyahu's waging on Palestinian people. Yeah, this isn't like a war on Hamas. He's using that as cover.
Yeah, well, he's out and out said it, man. He never wants a Palestine state, which is ridiculous. What did the Palestinian people ever do to him and Israel? Right, the civilians, nothing, and he don't want them to live free. And this is supposedly a democracy in Israel.
I actually heard from people say, "Well, then those people need to fight back better against the terrorists." You're talking about average citizens, right?
Right.
They can't get guns, but you want them to stand up to the terrorists.
Well, it's like what I do, Breakman. I take a chance every time I go out and cop watch, right? I mean, they have guns, I don't. I have a camera. That's it. That's my only protection against these tyrants. You know? So it's I mean, it's precarious at best. You're right. Like, who in their right mind would go up against these terrorists? They're called terrorists for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
They cause terror. You can't be expected to rise up against terrorists. You don't have a military backing like Netanyahu. I mean, whatever. What else you got?
They don't have a Second Amendment right like we do.
Right. What else you got?
And the other one goes to Mike DeWine, and I'll say why. Like you were saying, we need to give credit where credit's due. Now, the bill, 68, House Bill 68, was stating that it combined two different things, technically more than two different things, but basically it combined transgender care and transgender access to sports.
Yeah.
And that, I believe, is why he vetoed it, because all these things were combined in together. Because it also banned, access for youth and then access for adults, and, there were parental rights. And after speaking to transgender people and their families, he decided to veto it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta
the right choice.
No, but he's going to be necessary, and it should.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. He's probably got other machinations ready to go.
Right.
So, but
and not only that, well, actually, he might not even have to do anything, because I believe there is a majority. I believe it's a strong enough majority that people that would undo his veto.
Yeah.
In the House Congress.
Yeah.
So DeWine might not have to do anything else. It might just get vetoed. His veto might get overruled, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. What else you got, Break?
A cat who's playing with a Reese cup. I don't know why. Why are you playing with a Reese cup?
Hey, Reese's are the best. I don't know if cats can have chocolate though.
Is that what are you after the Reese cup? Is this what you're after the York peppermint patty? My bad. She wanted the peppermint patty, not the Reese cup. No, she's getting the Reese cup too.
Both of them, hey, why not have both? All right, what else you got, Break?
No, that's it. I gotta take these chocolate away from her.
Hey, Eric, what do you have a Sweeto this week?
No.
My Sweetos, I have a couple. Bernie got a pretty sweet little Christmas bonus from her work, so hopefully she buys something really cool. And Eric got me a gift. I mentioned I was playing Midnight Suns, and Eric is low-key sneaky with this gift because it's a card game and he fucking knew it. I didn't know it. When I first started playing it, I was like, why did you send me this fucking card game, Eric? and I played it a little bit, man, and it's not as overbearing as most card games are. So, there you go. Did Bernie give me a bonus too? Maybe a boner, but not a bonus.
Every weekend.
Every weekend. So yeah, that was really cool, Eric. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna give a preemptive Sweeto to Break because I know Break's got something in the mail. I just haven't checked today. Checked yesterday, wasn't there yesterday, so
I could go out right now and see if it's in there.
Why don't you go?
I'm gonna look in my email and see if it says they're delivered or not.
All right.
I'm gonna mute Mike.
All right. While you do that, Eric, we're gonna start our free for all.
It's a free for all. Little baby. Yeah, it's a free for all.
Freak 5 says that wasn't a bonus from work. It's the money she made from her OnlyFans. How dare you, Freak 5? How dare you? All right. So we're gonna do our games and movies of the year and the worst games and movies of the year. And Breakman, are you still there?
Mm-hmm.
What are your games of the year, dude?
I'm sorry, I'm still looking for the. Oh, here it is. Your order shipped. Which one? It just says my order shipped. It was my order to you, Frank. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all that matters. Break.
It shipped on December 21st.
Yeah. No.
I ordered it on 21st. It shipped on the 22nd, according to this.
Skonoma says, "Suck it." End of 2023. That's right, Skonoma. All right, Breakman. Your games of the year.
I'm sorry, games of the year. I'm trying to think of what I played this year. I can't really remember what I played.
Now,
like,
now
back
these
then,
aren't
what
games that
actually-
came out this year necessarily. They're just games
Yeah.
that you played and want to give shout outs to as your games of the year.
I know I played a lot of Dungeons 3 and now Dungeons 4, so I love both of those games. I love them. Let me see. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was good. Real faithful to the source material.
Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty good. Slagar's asking chat what their games of the year are.
I was thinking of the death of Friday the 13th.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah.
Sad.
That's a good game, man. All right. So those are your games of the year?
So sad. Let me think. I'm trying to think what else I played this year.
Starfield?
No,
You played Starfield.
yeah, I was playing Starfield. I was trying to think about that Red Fire, or something like that. That's one of the worst games I played this year.
Okay.
What was Red Field? That's what it's called. One of the worst games I played this year.
Which one?
Red Field.
Ooh, Wyland's in chat. He says, not sure I have one. I do. I got a couple.
Starfield, yeah, it's gotta be Dungeons 4 though. I'm still absolutely loving the game. What else did I play? I know that I had some other things I wanted to say, and I just can't think of the top of my head.
Yeah. Slagar says played the shit out of Diablo and Starfield. Skoma says mine is 7 Days to Die. I heard pretty good things about that. How dare you, Freak 5? I'm not even going to read that comment. Freak 5 says Baldur's Gate 3. I wished I could have played that game this year, Freak 5, because it looks so good. So good. Is that about it, Break, on your games of the year?
I'm still thinking. Like, I know I played Smash Brothers a lot earlier in the year. Like, it's just, I played that. Now what?
I think at the beginning of the year I played Final Fantasy VII Remake and beat it. So that was really good, obviously. And I know I'm behind on that one. But my game of the year of things that I played this year, definitely Breath of the Wild. I mean, I talked to you guys extensively how I didn't want that game to end at all. Like, at all, you know. And I'm really glad that Tears of the Kingdom is awaiting me. You know, so there you go. Wyland says if I had to pick either Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, or Mario RPG. Alright, that's cool. It's not MK1. You know I'm kidding with that. So that was a really good game to me. Another great game I played this year was Cat Quest. If you want just a simple diversion action RPG, not super difficult that you can platinum in, then Cat Quest is the way to go. I played some good ones. Elden Ring was really good. I didn't beat it, but I know it's good. Resident Evil Village I played this year. I thought it was fantastic. I think it's a great game. Looking through my stuff here. Yeah, that's about it on my games of the year. Anything else, Break, that you could think of?
I'm thinking.
All right, Break.
Stuff,
You missed the
let's see me.
Break. You missed the conversation earlier. We have decided that games need to add in ways to make the playable characters masturbate. Yes, we were talking about that. Like in Starfield, if you're flying a ship, you're like fapping as you're in a battle. That'd be interesting mechanic. If you're playing Cat Quest, you're jerking it as you kill all the other cute cat things and dragons and stuff.
I mean, like you're by yourself all the time. You think your character would maybe go off and do it sometimes, or in a post-apocalyptic world, you think you'd walk in on somebody at some point doing it.
Wyland said I would pick MK1 if it wasn't rushed out the door and its outrageous monetization practices. Freak 5 says one of his ideas was in Mortal Kombat. Excuse me, when the game says finish him or her, instead of killing your opponent, you enter a command and you masturbate. Fap, fatality, Slagar says. That'd be more like a masturbatality or something like that, you know. What do you think of that, Break? That'd be kind of cool, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, like the women could jerk you off, or you could jerk off the women. Consensually, of course. Um,
Right. We don't want a rape fatality.
no, no,
It's taking a little
they
too
would
far.
charge extra for that, knowing fucking those guys, man. Um,
Rape fatality. Oh no, you've gone too far.
Rapeality.
Too
Can you
far.
imagine? Eric, are you there? Eric is not here yet. Okay. So
Triple X.
yeah, Mega Man Triple X. I was playing some MK1 before the show, playing some Season of the Cryomancer, and trying out Quan Chi. Quan Chi looks interesting, Wyland. I mean, I'm with you though. The monetization shit. I'm like, I'll wait till that game goes way cheap and get it.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
okay.
what I did with I got the full thing, the aftermath and all of it for like $20. That's what I do.
You know
Wait.
what my shit game of the year is? Break. Agony.
Agony?
Agony. Agony.
Oh,
Agony. You know how
What did I miss?
we're doing our games of the year. Eric, did you get a package from Break?
Sounds like
yours?
fast face.
Oh, I got your shirt.
Oh. Did you hear that, Break? Eric got your shirt.
Since I pooped today.
I pooped today. That's really good.
Awesome.
All
Well,
I did actually
want
poop
you guys
today.
like some different ones. Like yours is more like yours has a rainbow color on it, Eric.
Sweet. Let's see. So yeah, Agony, man. I talked a little bit about this game, but you know how we talk about dark games that you can't see anything break.
Mhm.
This takes it to another level. Everything is muddled in black, grays, dude. Like right from the beginning. Like I get that they're trying to give you a sense of dread because you're in hell and shit. But at least let us see what you're trying to do. And not only that, it makes it impossible to navigate. They have like a Dead Space thing where if you push a button, it kind of leads you to where you should go. But if you go to those places, it doesn't like. There's no benefit to it. Like you don't know what to do. Like you're just standing there. Like what am I doing? Like it brought me here. So not only that, you get to a next little section and it's the same shit. So it's not only super black, it's monotonous. The same shit over and over. It's whoo boy, it might be one of the worst games I think I've ever played, man. I mean Mortal Fuck Bat.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Get it for a couple bucks in a couple of years, Johnny says. Yeah, I think I will, man.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't always in a hurry to get the newest and latest and stuff like that, but honestly, if you just wait, it'll be cheaper. And like, I mean, look at the Star Wars bundles they sell today. You can get games that are, I mean, they're 10 years old, but $1,
Yeah.
bucks.
Sonic Jizz, Konami says. He got a special move where you rev up and like fap all over everybody as you're like running.
Yeah, that be like the version of Street Fighter with Guile's move, the Sonic Jizz instead of Sonic Boom.
Yeah, instead of the fire that Mario throws, it's like jizz balls, and it like holds
Or
people in
balls.
place. Okay, so that's what is your game of the year, Eric?
I got two different categories for this.
Uh-huh.
So I think those, and then I got a couple runners up that didn't quite make it. For my overall game of the year, I'll save that. But for my RPG game of the year, it's gonna have to be Octopath Traveler 2.
Ooh, okay, good pick.
Sure, it didn't do a lot to advance the series forward, but it did fix a lot of the problems I had with the first game, and it was had a lot of content to go through. So it took me a while, and it was really satisfying to defeat that final boss. To like get a setup that would just destroy it, and it was still difficult.
Yeah.
Because I could have ground up a couple more levels, and I could have weathered some more attacks better, but what ended up happening is I ended up using the merchant's ability to barter for extra turns until I ran out of money, but it was just enough to skid by and get the final blow in.
Right on. Well, good. So what else, Eric?
For my overall game of the year, it would have to be Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. Good choices.
You don't play a game for nearly 200 hours and not have that not be your game of the year.
Right. That's just like me with Breath of the Wild, Eric. I played that game obnoxiously.
I still haven't done absolutely everything in that game, but like, I'm probably not going to go after all the Korok seeds because that'd take way too long.
Wyland wants Striker.
If I do that, I'm going to play the game when the inevitable Switch 2 version of the game happens in 60 FPS. I'd rather do it then.
Yeah. They're going to do an actual one. Ed Boon was saying that there's an expansion and a surprise after that. Okay.
But I did most of the important side quests to give you substantial rewards, and I'm only missing a few armor sets, but like I did pretty much everything I possibly could in that game otherwise.
I saw that cameo, Wyland. You want him as a playable. Don't lie.
And for my runners-up, maybe I'll just make it a separate category too. But like Souls-like of the year, that'd have to go to Liza P. With the runner-up being Lords of the Fallen.
Huh. Okay, that was unexpected, Eric. I see. So, Breakman, do you think of any more?
No, no. I'm
All
sorry,
right, and your shit games of the year, Eric?
Shit games. I really haven't played any, but like, as far as games I have knowledge of that were really terrible, just go look at Stephanie Sterling's worst games of the year list. That pretty much is it. that Kong game, Silent Hill Ascension, Redfall.
Yeah. Well, Redfall, I think, isn't super
I can
bad.
concur. Redfall was bad.
It's bad.
I know they've updated it since. I don't know how the updates went, but the launch version was bad.
Yeah. So, okay. What about your...
Oh, wait. I can give you my most disappointing game of the year.
What's that? What's that, Eric?
Final Fantasy 16.
Really?
It's not even
Wow.
that bad of a game. I actually liked it quite a bit, but like its story is not great, and I feel like they hired the person who worked on the main combat systems for Devil May Cry, but they didn't even have a weapon system of any kind or elemental weakness system to play off of. So, like, all the magic is basically doesn't have any elemental damage or like additional properties like stun like they had the opportunity to do like maybe this spell will just do extra stun damage and you can get extra combos it, but you can't even do something like that.
Scudma
It
says...
just feels like it's not very fleshed out.
Yeah. Scudma says Dark Knights. I didn't play it, but can tell it's a letdown. Yeah, I mean, looks okay to me. I don't know. Honorable mentions for good games this year. Midnight Suns. I
mean Gotham Knights?
Gotham Knights. Yeah, that's right. I didn't play a lot of it, but Midnight Suns might have gotten higher on my list if I'd played more of it.
That's actually a 2022 game. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I told you games I played this year, Eric, not necessarily,
okay.
Games that came out this year. Okay. So, let's go to our movies of the year, and I'll start with Eric.
You know what? I also want to give Halo Infinite like a shout for finally being a good game this year.
Yeah, there you go.
I can give another runner-up to Dragon Quest Monsters 3.
Okay.
Because it's a really fun Monsters game, but I think it's held back by the Switch's limitations and the fact that they probably rushed the development of the game. And I'm almost convinced that it was originally a 3DS game before they shifted it to development for the Switch, too, because that would explain a lot of the lack of graphical polish as well.
All right, now we're going to go with our movies of the year. And I'll go with Eric first.
Let's see. live action or anime?
Either or. Just your movies of
I'll
the year.
do both. For anime, I'm probably gonna have to give it to. Actually, I probably didn't watch enough this year, and as much as I like The Boy and the Heron, I don't know if I want to give it to that, just because it's the most recent thing in my mind. But I have to think about the animated one for a little bit more, and I'll just tell you next week. But this week, as far as movies are concerned, I'm gonna have to go with Godzilla -1.
Okay. Decent pick, man. What about you, Break?
I'm trying. I think the best movie I saw this year was probably Invisible Man.
Oh, that's a great movie, man. Came out a few years ago, but you saw it this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it this year. And I'm trying to think. Again, I know I saw other things that I liked and enjoyed, but mostly TV shows.
Yeah. Okay, if you can think of anything, Break, just feel free to.
Well, I mean, the sort of movie, yeah, like that. Other good ones I saw were Happy Death Day and the sequel.
Oh, yeah. Those are good ones. Yeah.
What else did shit.
Freak 5 says Cocaine Bear and Slaughterhouse were great movies.
I want to see Slaughterhouse.
You know what? I'll give The Boy and Heron the animated category, and I'll give the runner-up Super Mario Brothers the movie.
Oh, I'm going to talk about that, Eric, and not in a good light.
The worst movies I saw this year. Too.
Yeah.
Shit, I had one I was just about to say and I forgot. Shit.
Okay, I'm still doing the best movies. Let me get through.
I'm doing my stuff.
Okay, so I have a few here, and I'll crown my overall greatest movie this year. I saw Evil Dead Rise. It was great. There's another movie called, as Eric said, Godzilla -1. That was excellent. I think I've given 2 movies this year 10s, and Godzilla -1 was one of them. My other one is, I like the Barbie movie quite a bit, but I can't give it my movie of the year. Just because of the reasons I outlined last year. But there's one other one that was better.
Oh, I thought of a couple other movies I liked too.
There's one that was my movie of the year by far. And it's called When Evil Lurks. I talked about this movie a couple weeks back. It's on Shudder. I think it's an all-time great horror movie. It had everything in it. It's an Argentinian movie, but it had jump scares. It had chilling scares. It had the overall premise is scary. The acting was fantastic. The cinematography was great. As an overall package, you can't do much better than When Evil Lurks. It is an absolute fantastic movie. It's my movie of the year, and I almost thought about giving Godzilla -1 my movie of the year, but damn it if When Evil Lurks isn't such a great original movie that you will hardly ever see in the horror genre or any other genre for that matter. So for my money, you guys should just get a trial to Shudder and watch When Evil Lurks, because it is great. It is, to me, one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, not just horror movies. Johnny Woofei says, Frank is going to put his DSP cosplay on when talking about Mario. How dare you, Wyland?
I don't think Mario's a good movie, but it was an entertaining one, and that's what I'm basing my...
Slagar, Shudder is on AMC, I believe. So, yeah, watch it. Yeah. Slagar, it's great.
Yeah, it is. If you have the AMC package like I do on Amazon, yeah, Shudder's part of it.
Yeah, Shudder's great. It's worth it. It's worth the $6, $7 a month. We talk about value.
That's why I've seen so many horror movies this year, actually.
Yeah. But now I'm gonna.
I just remembered, like, the movie that my probably favorite movie of the year was another one that didn't come out this year was Shazam.
Oh, I heard that movie just got a bad rap.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give another runner-up category to Dragon Ball Superhero.
Not the sequel. The first.
Oh, not the sequel. You're not talking the sequel. Okay. Which one,
the
Eric?
Original Shazam. I know it came out like a couple of years ago, but I saw it this year for the first time. probably my favorite year.
I like Shazam quite a bit.
Beetle seems a good one too.
I haven't seen the sequel. I heard the sequel is pretty good too. People gave that a bad rap, but
Oh yeah, break. Did you see Superhero yet?
Superhero?
Yeah, Dragon Ball Superhero.
Oh no, not yet. No.
what were you saying, Eric?
I said that I'd also throw that in my runners up.
Okay. So your shit movies, Eric?
Worst movies I've seen this year. Let's see. I've probably put. No, that was last year. It wasn't this year. So I can't say Black Adam.
You can if you watched it this year, Eric.
I didn't. I watched it a year before.
Oh.
But, so I'm gonna say The Flash. Probably my worst movie this year.
Oh, Flash was really bad. Yeah. Well, at least your negatives about Mario will have thought behind it.
The DC movies this year were not very good, I think. Like the Doom that came to Gotham and that Catwoman movie. I think those were pretty good.
Slagar says, shit movies? Is Rebel Moon a movie?
It's a part of a movie.
Yeah, part. The slow running BS. Look, Mario isn't the shittiest movie I've seen all year, but I think it's a completely overrated movie. I think the critics got it right. It was way too silly for its own good. Not that it has to be like fucking Lawrence of Arabia or anything, but
It was Illumination making as Illumination as
Yeah.
Nintendo was allowing them to be.
yeah, I understand that, but they should have went more the Mario route, you know. And
Also, Seth Rogen was a very terrible pick for Donkey Kong because then you have to hear his stupid laugh every time he laughs.
Yeah. The laugh
You know
is
what? I know what my worst movie of the year is.
what?
I saw it this year. The fucking Joss Whedon Justice League movie.
Oh God, so bad. Yeah,
He should be removed from movie making. Period. Never allowed again. to
Yeah,
touch
Bernie.
film after what he did to
Bernie, what
Justice
was the
League.
worst movie you saw this year?
Was Moonfall last year or this
No,
year?
we saw Moonfall this year. You
Fucking Moonfall.
Did
God,
Justice League?
I hate
Come
that
out this
movie.
Yeah, that movie's terrible.
The movie wants me to throw up in my mouth.
What's the worst horror movie you saw this year?
Worst horror movie?
Seth Rogen is terrible, but
Did
he
we
at
see a
least did
shitty
something
one?
right when he came up with the script.
That
for
one
the
with Shannon Elizabeth was really bad.
Oh, I don't even remember what that was called, but that was really stupid.
Oh my God, there was a movie with Shannon Elizabeth, and I thought it was going to be a really decent action horror home invasion site type thing,
Oh,
and ugh. Scumma says the Snyder
you
Cut
know
was
what movie
good.
I saw this year that was better than I think Boy the Heron. Across the
remember.
Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Lava NATO, or what was that? Fire NATO.
Fire NATO.
That was
That's my
stupid.
shittiest movie of the year. You know how you watch those movies to be
Fire NATO.
really good B movies?
That's my shittiest horror
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Well, that one sounds like they just gave up even trying. Like, we got Tornado and well, they did Sharks.
No,
Yeah.
Fire NATO wasn't even the worst.
Fire. Well, let's
We
just
have
do
another
Fire.
one?
Monster NATO.
We haven't seen.
Oh, we haven't seen that.
Stone
Yeah.
NATO was worse.
No, like,
Stone NATO.
Porn Star NATO.
Yeah.
Something.
Stone NATO
Oh my
was the
God,
worst.
giant porn star.
Stone NATO was the worst movie I saw this year, by
So
far.
it was called Tornado because it was just a normal tornado, but with a lot of rocks in
Yes,
it.
yes, and it was awful.
Oh, see, that's the missed opportunity. Stone Tornado, but like with pot smoke.
Oh God.
It's Tornado with pot smoke.
Everybody-
Oh my God, that would have been a great movie, Break.
I wasted it in 2 ways in one.
I like the way you're
They
thinking,
get
Break.
destroyed and they get high.
Yeah, Stone NATO. Like, no, they don't even get destroyed. They just get swept up in this cloud of weed smoke and get high while they're,
And then
going
COVID
around.
is defeated.
No, Stone NATO was fucking awful, man. It was the worst movie I saw all year. Yeah, so Mario was to me a huge disappointment. Not that it was terrible, but I was super disappointed in it. Plus, I was
I like
one of
how
the
he's calling it the Justice League.
the Justice League. So yeah, there you go. Games of the year. Did you think of any more, Break? I mentioned a few. Elden Ring.
That was last year. But
Yeah, but I played it this year.
My
Eric.
best
when
horror
did you get
movie
around
was
to playing it?
Terrifier 2.
Oh, I forgot, Bernie.
How could you forget about Terrifier 2?
That's my number 2. That's an honorable mention for movie of the year for me, Terrifier 2.
Best horror movie of the year.
Nope. When Evil Lurks is my horror movie of the year. Oh, are you kidding, Bernie?
Yeah.
I've given 2 movies 10 out of 10 on this show.
You've given 3. But who's counting?
With 3, what's the third?
Yeah.
Did he fail to mention the fact that
You did.
that Twilight got
Dunkirk.
its 4K release this year?
What?
There was
Would that be
2
one
others.
of the
I just
worst
don't remember
movies
them
that
right off the
on
top of
Frank's
my head.
list?
I think I gave 2 movies.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk was years ago that I
Okay,
gave
but
10
that's
to.
still on this show.
No, I said this year movies that I've given a 10
this
to.
year.
Yes.
This year. You've given a couple. I just don't remember. Right
2.
off the top of my
I
head.
gave 1 to Godzilla -1 and 1 to When Evil Lurks.
What
That's
about
it.
To know when your
Terrifier
best
2?
poop of the year was.
The what?
Your best poop of the year.
The best poop of the year is every day, Eric, that you poop.
What did you give Terrifier 2? Because I swear you gave that
A 9.5 out of 10.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
no,
Oh
no,
my god, you want to go in the poop house today?
no. It's runner up, Bernie, because Terrifier 2 was fantastic. I think it's one of the greatest sequels to, if not the greatest sequel of a horror movie I've ever seen. What was my poop of the year? I own too many copies of Terrifier 2, and I'll own more. There's multiple copies of Terrifier 2, Wyland? Really? I know there's
Why
still
do you have more than 2?
still books and stuff like that. Wyland's a heck of a collector. I don't know how you do it, Wyland. I don't have the space, dude. I wished I did.
Hell.
All right.
The space. Where the money come from?
Yeah. So, what are your guys' final thoughts going into the new year? And I'll start with you, Break.
Thoughts?
What?
Huh?
How dare you? You're exiled, by the way, Breakman. Any poop in public restroom when someone else is in the bathroom starts to gag is the best poop of the year. Does pooping when you make yourself gag count, Freak 5? Because I've had a few of those this year. Eric. VHS copies? Oh, that's right. They did come out with VHS copies. I remember. Hey, Eric, your final thoughts going into the new year?
I want to watch a lot more shows that I just been putting off for way too long,
Yeah.
including Clone Wars.
February is stacked for video games, guys. I'm just letting you know that.
Don't make New Year's resolutions. They're stupid.
Yeah. I want more Andor-style
Well,
shows,
it's not really
later.
a resolution. It's just a goal I set for myself. that I
You
wanna
poop in public.
accomplish.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like to. But you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, Scotama. I pooped in public bathrooms before. Okay.
I thought
So-
you were gonna say I pooped in public before.
I've done that too.
I thought you were just gonna end it with I pooped in public. You know, I
Well,
was
Bernie's
in
peed in
one
public
day
before.
and,
I've told that story.
yeah.
You told that story?
On the
Yeah.
ice cream aisle, and it was so cold it just froze my bowels up. I just couldn't go.
Yeah. So, here's my thoughts going into the new year. I look. First of all, I want to thank these 4 people that are in chat right now. Slagar, I honestly want to thank you for being here. I know you had a rough patch this year, and we're happy you're back. I know we've had differences and whatever, but I mean, years and years. You guys came over, Slagar and Wyland, and I think even Freak came over from All Games way back in the day. So that says a lot, and I do
What's All
appreciate it.
Games? I don't know what All Games this thing is you're talking about.
What? I know. What is this All Games?
Last I heard, I think the person who runs the classic All Games account is Scott Rubin. He's into NFTs because of course he is.
What?
NFTs.
Oh God. I want to thank Scotama again. I know I thanked you at the beginning, and Freak 5. You guys are awesome. Wyland, I know you've been in and out, dude, but I know you've had some health issues as well. But again, it's been a stellar year. But I can tell you guys honestly, we're gonna have a great 2024. We're doing all new segments. We're gonna do away with tournaments for the time being. Starting next week, we're gonna start out with my segment called The Scenario. And you guys I was going to do a little preview of that tonight, but we're going to do that next week. Eric has a segment called The Driver's Seat, where it's more of an AMA type thing with host, which I think is fantastic the way that Eric explains it to me. And Breakman had a really, really great idea of doing like a mini D&D type game. Just like a 5-minute kind of D&D scenario, role-playing scenario, if you will. And we still got to develop that a little bit, but I think we can...
Yeah, work on it.
Yeah, I know you'll work on it, but I think what we're going to do, and I think we need to take a week off during the month, because it makes sense. We have 3 hosts, we have 3 new segments, and each of us is going to do, each other's segment eventually. Like 1 week I'll do my segment, the scenario, and I'll explain that next week. Let's see. And we'll each do Eric's segment and Break's segment, stuff like that. See what works. See what you guys like. And I think they're all great ideas. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun next year. The tournaments aren't going away completely, but they're gonna be a little more sporadic to make time for these segments. And maybe
I think we should go down to 32 instead of 64.
Yeah, we could do that too. Just cut out all the bullshit, from 64 to 32. Would be a nice thing to do too. The 32 tournaments work really well, So there you go. Any of your friends in particular, or do you have a specific friend you want us to poop on? You guys are talking about poop in chat. All right. Any final words, guys?
Yeah, go check your mail right now. God damn it.
Well, I'll check it and then I'll text you, Break.
God damn it.
Break, I'm not feeling good, dude. Might have to wait till tomorrow, man. Like I have to walk down the block, and I don't really feel like doing anything but going to bed after this. So,
and I've tried to get you ones different shirts. Like yours is a I Poop Today shirt too, but it's like the classic look of I Poop Today.
I got you.
I wanted to give Eric one that was like, LGBT.
Right. Well, you can. Well, I'll talk to you later. Break. 2 girls, 1 cup. Scotoma says.
Leave a hearty poop on DSP's front porch.
Yeah, exactly, Wyland. I think we all should do that.
Bag, like in Happy.
Well, he did.
Billy Madison.
Wyland, he did that anyways. He didn't go to the dump for like a couple months or some shit, man. He had all kinds of garbage in his house because he takes it to the dump apparently. But anyways, let's do our plugs. Breakman, any plugs?
No.
All right, Eric.
Have healthy poops, I guess. I'm going in 2024.
Right. Next time I'm in Colorado, I'm going to leave a hearty poop on Frank's phone. How dare you? You're exiled, you son of a bitch. All right. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining the show, especially the chatter. Slagar, Johnny, Freak, Scotoma. I know MXT was in there a time or two, and a few other people. I want to thank you guys so much for being in chat. Also, the lurkers who are usually in chat, like, I don't know, here, Emily and HV Days and Lonely Girl, Commander Root, Donk7, Drapsnat, Mark Zink, and Sleeping Beauty Syndrome. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. And everybody listening on the archives, it's been a really great year. We've had a lot of ups and downs this year, but mostly ups, and I'm very proud of the work that we do here. Eric and I were discussing this break. We're going on 17 years, dude. 17 years. Eric has been here for, I think, 15. You've been here for at least 13 or more. And I can't thank you guys enough. These guys are awesome. I don't see the show without, I couldn't do this show without these guys. So, these guys are awesome. Support them in any way. I know Eric has a Patreon on his Twitter profile. Give him $1 or $2, man. He does a lot of good reviews, hard work on the show, as does Break. So, really appreciate these guys, and I appreciate everybody listening and watching. So, anything else, gentlemen?
No.
All right.
Just, poop jokes.
Yeah. All right. Everybody stay safe this week. We want to see you back here next year. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody.
There is a website you can pay to have lots of poop jokes. Someone that will get talk about it. But, let me click start. Watch this. whether he's beating it with his controller or he's beating the controller with it. I don't
What are you
understand.
talking about, Break?
Poop.
You're talking about poop?
Uh-huh.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
that's
We should add a category for biggest regret of a game that I didn't finish this
What?
year, and that'd be Armored Core 6. I never got around to finishing it.
just the controller, I hope, Wyland says. Beat his controller. He does that a lot. He sucks at Baldur's Gate, by the way, Wyland. All right, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. Really